And we're live.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is JD. I'm an angel investor and consultant here in Silicon Valley, and we have Rob Adams from Seattle. We have Alec, Gian, Mapaseca, Rad, and Nathan helping with everything that is tech and infrastructure and everything, like always. I think we're going to go with Rad first. He's going to share slides. Please silence your microphone so everyone can listen. And please feel free to ask and give feedback when he finishes.
Well, thank you very much, JD. I'm not going to be able, I'm going to have to fly through these slides. These are not optimized for a 5-minute presentation. I'll do my best. My name is Rad. I am co-founder and CEO at HitItUp.com. HitItUp is an on-demand restaurant. It's a new concept. We're essentially trying to create an Uber for food. And the idea is to be able to deliver really good, tasty, and healthy meals under 20 minutes. And 20 minutes is pretty much the time that it would take you to drive over to a McDonald's, drive over to a Chipotle, stand through the line, and purchase your food. We've chosen our niche market to be salads. We've launched in LA. We've delivered on March 1st, so it's about 3 months ago. Delivered over 1,000 meals to about 150 customers in Los Angeles, which arguably is one of the busiest and heaviest traffic in the country. On average, we've been growing 65% month to month. We've added about 50 new customers every month. We have an astonishing 70% customer retention, meaning that 70% of our customers are coming back and purchasing from us again and again. That's a perfect recipe for a subscription-based business, as you guys might think yourself. We've delivered to 86% of our customers in less than 20 minutes. That's 1/3 of the time that any of our competitors in this city can deliver, such as Grubhub, DoorDash, and so on and so forth. And the remaining 14% have been delivered under 25 minutes, which is still not that bad. Now, what problem is HitItUp trying to solve? Truly, first and foremost is accessibility and affordability of healthy food. Today, if you look around, if you want to grab a healthy salad, a healthy meal that doesn't have that much oil or fat or salt, you have to really look around and spend some time to figure out where you're going to eat, and you're going to have to pay a lot of money to eat that. Improve the food quality over the conventional food delivery services, and also reduce the delivery time and the cost for consumers. And how are we going to do that? Is by vertically integrating our business model, meaning that we're going to own the entire supply chain, from the kitchen operation to logistics and technology. That allows us to have control over our food quality. We optimize our process for our food, and we optimize our foods, and we select the type of food that are optimized for our delivery process. On-demand approach, we have preloaded vans, temperature-controlled vans that we've built, and that allows us to deliver under a certain amount of time, and it reduces the time of the driver to go to the final position, pick up the food, and deliver it to the final destination. Centralizing kitchen operations is a key element in our business model. If you look at Chipotle today, they have locations all over the city. We want to take that decentralized operation, put it to a central location that everything gets cooked, everything gets prepped, and then gets dispersed throughout the city, all over the city. That allows us to reduce the operation costs from the real estate perspective. If you look at current restaurants, they have about 1/3 of the restaurant is allocated to cooking, prepping, and making the food. 2/3 of it is allocated to the seating area where people actually go in there and sit. If we eliminate that, there is a lot of cost saving from a real estate perspective, and also the centralizing model allows us to streamline our processes as we scale. Down in a row, we can have a much more organized operation where we can spend time and basically create an assembly line to produce many of these at a much lower cost. Market opportunity a little bit. Average of 500 million new smartphones are coming online worldwide, and that's accelerating. E-commerce is annually growing at 10%. In 2014, the restaurant industry in U.S. alone was $709 billion industry. That's humongous. And if you look at what's online today, the food and beverage is only 1% of its sales occurring online. Here's some comments. I'm going to skip through this, and I'm going to get to the ask. We're asking about $500,000 to $1.7 million. and that is to expand our operation, scale, bring our applications, build our own internal management app, and improve our current infrastructure. We're charging $10. We have about 50% margins. We can, at scale, we can increase that to about 66%. We're charging $2 delivery. Once we increase it to $3, we will be able to break even on the delivery side. We are planning to do 1,000 meals per day by mid next year if we raise money and build the proper infrastructure, and that would be about $3 million revenue. Our competitions, Sprig, Spoon Rocket, Maple, some of the most famous ones, they've raised over $57 million in the past 2 years since they launched in San Francisco. We are UCLA graduates, electrical and computer engineering degrees. One of the only employee we have is a culinary expert and our chef. Thank you, guys.
Whoa, that was great.
Sorry, I went a little bit over 5 minutes, but
yeah, that was great pitch. Rob, do you want to go first?
Thank you.
Sure. Sorry, I was muted. The only thing I worry about with businesses like this is there really is a ton of competition, and right now they're regional businesses, and some are trying to expand into multiple regions. What prevents you from getting run over by one of those people who got part of that 57 million when you were just starting out?
Sure.
So you don't have to answer the question. I'm just for your pitch. You're going to have to say why you're different and why you're going to be able to survive the influx of a lot of other competition into your marketplace.
If you allow me, I'll answer the question if you have.
Sure, you can answer it.
Perfect. So your question is like asking how Chipotle was different from McDonald's. How was Chipotle going to compete with Carl's Jr.? How was Taco Bell going to go compete with some other competitors? Food and beverage.
No, it's not. No, you can't do that. You can't make that comparison because those things are real estate based, right? People are walking by or they're walking down the street to go to it, right? It's not the same whenever they have to pick up their phone and order and they have a plethora of things they can order that will be brought to them.
Food quality is going to be one of the key things, and having a unique food and being able to deliver quality food, that's going to be very unique. And our competition is very new. All of our competition started about 2 years ago. Nothing past that. The rest of them are just regular delivery services that go pick up from regular restaurants and deliver to you.
That's really good, right? What I think Rob is trying to explain is, or tell me, Rob, if I'm wrong, is the fact of optionality. So in real estate, when you're walking, you don't have the options that you have are the ones that are there. Okay.
Okay.
When you're asking for your phone, I can ask for DoorDash or any of your competitors, or Sprig or View. So how do you create scarcity? So how you create that you are the first option, okay, and in the future the only option, or the main option.
I would at this point I would say food quality, having a unique food that people want to come back and eat from you again.
Okay, so how do you just one thing to is a preference, I think, for me. I don't know if for Rob is try to set up a fixed amount that you want for investment, because you're putting 5K to 1.7. It makes me feel that you don't know how much money you actually need to raise, to scale, and I need a specific amount. It's like, oh, I need 500K or I need $1 million, but you can't need one or the other. Sure. And if you do, you have to give me a great reason why it's one or the other. Because if you raise 500K and in 6 months you come again for 500K, then I know if you're burning money too fast, you're asking for a runway too short, like you didn't do your finance that well, that you don't control the cost, and you bought more vans than you needed, or
Sure. It really comes down to if we want to invest the money and build our own kitchen, or do we want to still operate out of a commercial kitchen that we pay hourly. That really comes down to it, and that's a big cost difference. And also is how many regions in LA do we want to expand to? And the reason I put that range is because I want to see, if investors are willing to pay the $1.7 million, we'll just go with our original plan. If they're not confident enough, we could get $500,000, prove even further, grow further, bring our app, which is really important, build our own internal fleet management app, which that's also important to scale, and then go ahead and raise another round to build the kitchen and invest in other regions of LA. So I'm giving options to see how much confidence investors have in me, and how much they want to invest and hit it up as a team.
So the way you pitch that is you have two milestones in place. One milestone is the nearer one, and one is the farther one. And when you're negotiating with a lead, they'll negotiate to which direction they want. But you have to tell me what each of those amounts will get you to. You know, if someone comes to me and says, you know, I want 500 or 750,000, that's like we're still trying to figure out how much it's going to take to get to a milestone. When you come to me and say 500 or 1,000,007, you've got completely different businesses that you're talking about me investing in, right? One's much earlier and one's much later. You have to tell me what the milestones are, and then your lead will determine which milestone you should be funded to, right?
Absolutely, that's a very good comment. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. As for feedback, don't be worried and say, hey, 5K is for like this kind of milestones, this kind of plan, and 1.7 is the kitchen, and 10 bands, and all LA, and 5K is just like Santa Monica, Culver City, and blah blah blah. So it's great. And if you are talking to someone from LA that knows LA, he says like, you're going to need maybe more money than 1.7, or you're going to need less money. You know, it's important that you tell what the money is for and what's the plan. And there's no problem in saying that you have two, because you know each investor will decide if he wants to take all the risk or if you should go all the way in, you know, for the kitchen or not.
Absolutely, wonderful. Okay.
And I think another point that I'd like to make too is that you didn't tell me how much it was going to cost you to get customers, and that's going to be really important for anybody who invests in this kind of business, because of the competition that's coming into your marketplace, you're going to want to get as big a footprint of loyal customers as quickly as possible. You may have to buy quite a number of those customers through whatever kind of advertising, marketing you need to do, which could be expensive in order to build that footprint as quickly as you can. So you need to factor that into the ask for how much you're going to ask for your first round. And I didn't see that anywhere in there. I might have missed it, but
no, I didn't have it.
Okay, that's really important for your kind of business.
So I'll just make a quick comment. It's we've been just doing very simple stuff. We've been printing flyers, walking to these offices, locally hospitals, and handing these flyers. And there's been $5 off coupon basically. It's your first time to order, and that has been tremendous. About 60% of those people that we hand the flyers have came back, bought from us first time, and it's good because the cost of food that we have is $5. So that when we do $5 off and they pay $5 out of pocket with $2 delivery, we actually break even completely. So we give a salad for free basically and acquire that customer. I don't know if that's the right way of looking at it, but that's how we've been doing it.
No, that's something you should say. That's for sure. You should say that. Yeah, you should say that. One more thing, because one of your key things is the 20 minutes delivery, that you're really good at it so far. You have a geographical like constraint, you know, because that's one of your main key benefits right now, you know, differentiation from other ones.
Absolutely.
So to keep it, you have to tell me in what geography, in what space are you, put a map of where you are, because if I know if you're going to buy customers that are all the way on the other side of LA, and I've been in LA, and Terence is from LA and can tell you now, it's horrible to cross LA, it's impossible to cross LA. So your customers will have to be concentrated geographically for you to keep your advantage.
So we've been operating in 8 zip codes right now with 2 drivers, and we've been able to hit those numbers with 2 drivers only at this point.
Okay, so when you're raising money, you need to say, and we're going to this area, which is next to our core business area. Okay, so I know that you're not going. It's not a moonshot. You're not getting all LA. You're just getting more of, you know, your
absolutely, and that is we're focused in areas that are more, you know, we have more offices, most hospitals. That's been where we've been most successful at lunchtime.
Great, Terence. I know if you want to jump in and say something, you're the.
Thank you.
Wait, you're silenced, Terence. I can't hear you.
Differentiator can't be just that our quality is better, because if you look at Munchery, they have really high quality food prepared by chefs, right? So if I were to ask you how you're different from Munchery, and again, like Rob said, you don't have to answer now, but you need to be able to distinguish between yourself and Munchery, because they're killing it. So that's number one. Number two is I understand how you're calculating costs, but really, right, like when you look at it, you have all these fixed costs. You have your labor that you're not charging for. You have people who worked on the site. You got drivers on standby that may or may not be wasting time driving back and forth between, just between, say, Santa Monica and Playa Vista. It can be half an hour on Friday nights. So you're competing against Uber, right, which just released Uber Eats. Their drivers are always busy, and they're going to be busier delivering quality food at a higher price for now, at a higher price than you. But like Uber, as JD knows, in LA, it's $5 to go from LAX to Beverly Hills for an Uber pool. They're going to do this because they're trying to cut down Lyft. They're going to do the same to you if you get traction and undercut your price. So you're in a really tough space, and without strong differentiators, you're going to get crushed, to be honest.
So to comment on your first question, Muncher is not an on-demand service. You have to order in advance and set a schedule, set a time, and then go ahead and get your food from. Uber is not going to...
Right. For now, they're not on demand, but they have so much money, they're going to move to that. It's so easy for them to move to on demand. But go ahead.
And then Uber is not a food company. They're a logistics company. They're going to always pick up from different restaurants, and they're going to deliver to you. So they can never compete on quality.
No, they're going to have warehouses just like Amazon Fresh. So yes, the reason Uber is so valuable is because they are a logistics company, and they got these machine learning nerds from Stanford, Carnegie Mellon, right, that they just buy up. And you don't have the money to do that. I don't know if anyone on your team actually knows machine learning or algorithms. Yeah, so
algorithms a little bit, but not machine learning.
Okay, so you're competing against companies in the Bay where JD is, and they're all like crazy about machine learning and all this stuff, DoorDash and so forth. They're very focused on solving this math problem of how do you get the maximum number of, like when people order on demand, how do you locate them so that you don't have to send one driver from your warehouse to Santa Monica from wherever your warehouse is, Culver City, and then they have to come back and pick up another order, or they're driving around with food in the trunk or whatever. So it's sorry, tough. It's gonna be tough.
I like the point of Terence on putting some kind of algorithm or like some technology on the how to address the best delivery to lower the cost of logistics, because that's one of the main costs of delivering the food, you know.
Absolutely. So one last comment I have to make. We are still a three-man company. We have no employees beyond the three people, two of the co-founders and one of the chef that we have. And we have done this under $100,000 of our own money, compared to Sprig, who had $47 million, compared to Spoon Rocket, who had $14 million. So with a little bit of injection of money, we could do a lot of things. And my focus, I'm a salesperson, my focus is sales. Generate as much revenue as you can, then figure out how you're going to optimize your systems, optimize your algorithm. Yes, we're going to have an algorithm in our software that you guys are going to figure out.
Right now you're selling things at a loss. That's the problem. Can you ever be profitable? I can sell things at a loss all day, right?
I have my break-even points. I do have those calculations as well.
Okay, let's move forward to the next speech. So we have
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, guys. Thank you.
Who wants to go next? Gian? I don't know if you...
Here. Yeah, I'm fine going next.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name's Kian. I'm from LA, which is funny because you're just going with an LA-based company. I'm 17 years old, and I've worked on this project called Matinee, And should I just go straight to my slide deck? Is that cool? Thanks.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Is there how do I show my slides on the Hangout? Should I just do screencast or?
On the left, you have a green button. On the left, the second one, you said
The screen share one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Let me present. Okay. Do you want me to make it larger, or is that fine? You guys can all see it, right?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So my startup is called Matinee, and it's an entertainment reward system for restaurants. So essentially, what this is it's a way for restaurants to add functionality and options to their offerings. So a restaurant can say, once they partner with us, they can give rewards and coupons. And this is done through movies. So my vision came after going to pizza places and then coming home to watch a movie or TV show. And I thought, well, this happens all the time. Why isn't there a smart system where restaurants are partnered with entertainment providers, and so that they're able to give free or reduced price content as a reward for visiting the restaurant? So that was kind of my idea behind it. And so I started researching movie licenses and the costs, and I quickly realized, well, that's very expensive. Netflix and Hulu spend millions of dollars in streaming licenses. It's very prohibitive. And so I changed my idea a bit to focusing on indie films and indie entertainment, and trying to become a platform for discovery of indie films, as well as a platform for monetizing their content and showcasing the restaurant. So one of the major features of Matinee is that it's an extensive experience for the restaurant after the customers leave the restaurant. So after you leave, when you log onto our website, we have information about the restaurant. We have a system where you can rate your experience, give a little bit of feedback, Facebook like it, kind of leave your thoughts, and all of this is done in a coherent experience where you're enjoying free entertainment content. So I've built a full working prototype, and this is kind of the user flow. The customer visits the website, they make an account and choose a movie. They're prompted for a stub code in order to redeem their movie. And in order to do that, you have to visit a partner restaurant for the code. So once you visit the restaurant, you eat your food, have a good experience. You can use your phone, just log onto the website. We'll authenticate your location using geolocation. Or you can redeem the code from a stub sticker that's going to be on your receipt or pizza box or takeout box. So after you finish, you get your code, and when you get home, you put it in, and you can stream to your internet TV, to your Chromecast, to your computer, and all for free, because what we do is we collect 30% of the restaurant price of a Matinee-sourced customer, and then we use part of that to pay for the indie streaming fees, and then the rest we collect as profit to run our operation. So here, I'm going to show you a few slides of the experience so you can just kind of see how it works. So this is our website. To make an account, you click the Join for Free button, signing up online. Then we've got a few films. These are just sample films. So we have dozens, but these are just a few. So you click a film, and let's say you want to watch it. So it prompts you for a stub, to redeem a stub code, and you have to visit a participating restaurant in order to redeem that stub. So the way we would start is we'd pivot towards a geographical location, kind of like the last pitch, because we want to have a lot of restaurants in that area that are connected to our network. And then we'll target users and internet users in that area, while also expanding our users by placing stubs on pizza and ticket boxes. On pizza boxes and receipts, so that people who get that stub can log onto the website, quickly put in their email address, and stream their movie. And then hopefully, now that we've collected their email address, they'll come back to our website when they want to watch another movie, and then they'll be redirected to a new restaurant or back to the same one, and then that becomes a Matinee sourced customer. So this is getting code at the restaurant, logging onto the website. So we do a quick geolocation search, and if it matches our directory of Matinee partner restaurants, we'll give them a code. If not, say sorry. Either we've made a mistake or you have to try again. This is redeeming the code. We check for the code. Each one is a one-use code, so it will check if it's valid. If it's not, then we'll tell them that. And then finally get into streaming the movie. So as you can see, it says brought to you by Placeholder Pizza. Now that's actually going to be the restaurant partner that we've chosen, and then they are able to show links to the Yelp, Grubhub website, and Facebook or tweet buttons. So they get a social marketing thing layer added on top, and there's a quick rate your experience. It's just a one-click thing. You click stars and it's done. So very little user interaction, and you get right to streaming your movie. So we have explanation how to connect to Apple TV, Google at the bottom, or you can stream it right inside your browser. And this is the admin dashboard for restaurants. They can see the average rating given by Matinee users, how many stubs have been redeemed for their restaurant, and the top movie on their network. So they can even have like little maybe poster or something in the network saying, oh, our restaurant visitors really like this movie. You guys should check it out on Matinee or something like that. So why Matinee? Well, it's a unique system. I've never really seen anything like this before, so I think it's something that attracts restaurants, and it increases their revenue because they keep 70% of Matinee referred customers. Now these are not customers who would be coming there if not for our network. So we're giving them unique additional customers, and they're actually, so they'd be increasing their profits. They also get promotions and ratings through the Matinee platform, and social sharing links like the tweet and Facebook links on the movie streaming page, and it's 100% free for them to join. With the free plan, they get geolocation. With the pro plan, they get stub sticker sheets and targeted email campaigns. So with those user emails, they're able to tell them about discounts, give them promo codes on meals, tell them about various new dishes they've introduced or whatever they want. And then for patrons, it's also cool because it's 100% free. So when you sign up, your movies are completely complimentary because of the way we've partnered with restaurants and with indie film distributors. And we're thinking of adding music and other forms of entertainment, but we're starting with movies because we find that to be really rich, a rich, expansive, and enjoyable entertainment experience for people that people really, really like. Everybody wants free movies. So our growth model, so we plan to partner with 10 restaurants in the San Fernando Valley area of LA because that's where I'm located. And when we start, we give each restaurant 2 months of free Matinee stub sticker sheets. And these stickers can be placed right onto the pizza takeout boxes. And they have a link to our website to redeem the code and the actual code. So when you get home, you've got your receipt, whatever. Cashier told you how to use it. You just type it into the website, and you're ready to stream. And these are just some statistics, assuming only 10 partner restaurants and a certain number of Matinee sourced users, we can reach 180,000 active users. That's obviously assuming 100% sign-up rate, which is quite optimistic. But hopefully sign-ups will be high because restaurants will encourage it. So it's seen as like a safe partner thing with the restaurant. And also free entertainment is a pretty enticing promise. Everybody wants that. And right now we're just looking at organic growth. We need a significant account base before we can advertise or start expanding outside of our area. And with revenue, we would start to expand and grow. So I don't have an actual pitch, an investment amount or anything like that. I kind of wanted to pitch my idea and get some feedback, get some various growth models and ideas. So that's my idea. And I'm open to questions. Thanks.
Terence, you want to go first? You're local.
Sure. So I like that you're kind of thinking outside the box. This is a different idea. Channel your inner Rad, the guy who pitched before you, who's an excellent salesman, and I want you to get out there and just kind of start testing it. I suspect your problem, this is my guess, your problem will be getting users to care because, like, people are busy. They don't really care about free movies. There's a lot of free movies out there. A lot of us have Netflix, Amazon Prime. Unless you get like a really good movie that we can watch, then people don't. They're going to be pretty picky. I think the restaurants will do it because they'll do anything. But keep in mind, they'll agree to anything that increases their revenues. They'll try everything. So especially the ones that are more desperate or just kind of not the top restaurants, not super busy. So I want you to focus on kind of getting users to try this and talking to them, figuring out if this solves a problem for them that they have all the time, or is it kind of once every 2 weeks when they're home with their significant other, or what, right? And then find the ones that have this problem at least weekly, maybe every other day, and focus on what they want. But I like how you're, all this creativity and stuff you've come up with to not do kind of a copycat business at your age. It's really impressive. So you'll go really far as long as you kind of keep testing and talking to users, and if you can, ship a manual version of the product before you kind of do the full-blown app or website, and just start kind of getting people to try this out, even if you only have one restaurant. Just start getting the restaurant patrons or people who walk by the restaurant if it's in a busy location, maybe they go to other restaurants, just kind of start trying to get them to patronize this restaurant, give them the free movie. You might just email it to them, or I don't know, buy it for them initially. So try to do a lot of these things manually, but this is a good. I like it. It's obviously really early, but I like more you as an entrepreneur and all that you've done.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, you're both in LA, so you can meet each other. Rob, do you want to give some comments before you have to go? Rob? Okay, I don't know if he's there. I'm going to double down on what Terence said, and I think he's right. You're 17. You already thought about this. I love that you're mixing two industries. Because people usually focus just to add technology to the same industry or the same business model, and but I like that you are mixing two. It's going to be really hard because you are working with two frictions, that I like that restaurant and that I like that movie.
That's true, yeah.
So give Terence said, talk to the first adopters or the first people that are going to try it to understand what is it that why are they using it. So you're usually is going to start with your family and friends, but whenever you go outside your family and friends and they're like strangers, try to understand why are they using, why do they like this, how do that two things match for them.
Yeah, and to respond, I mean, I guess there would be a network of or not a network, but like a selection of movies. Like right now we only have about 20 movies, but we'd expand that to hopefully hundreds of different movies, and actually some premium content eventually. Like once we start getting revenue, where we can start buying cheap licenses for movies.
Yeah, so, but focus. Don't try to grow before you get it right. Okay?
That's true. Okay. Yeah.
Focus on get it right first, and people ask them, do you like these 10 movies that we have or 7 movies that we have? Do you like these restaurants? Do you want another restaurant? Do you want another movie? Like, is that guy that's going to bring you the money that is going to pay for it? So like,
that's true.
That you do almost 90% of what he wants or she wants. Wait, Rob, are you back? Still doesn't work. Your kind of silence. Well, yeah. One other thing is try to like Terence says, try to make it without building anything. To see if you can go to a restaurant, convince one restaurant, you already have the 10 movies that you say, and then try to use the user base that the restaurants already have.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I think that I'm going to start with go for that. So just talk to restaurants and kind of get them on board, sort of.
Yeah. try to increase the frequency of people that go to that restaurant. So if you get someone walking out of that restaurant, you already know that they like that food, or at least you're supposed that they like that food, you know?
Yeah.
So when they come out of the restaurant, you say you had a good experience, you like the restaurant, blah, blah, and it's like, oh, we have this to try. You can watch a movie and come again for this restaurant, and this restaurant with this code, you can watch this movie for free, and we have these 10 movies. And they were going to say like, oh, we already like that restaurant, why wouldn't we try?
So are you saying instead of marketing or like giving this to the restaurant owner, kind of target people who are coming out of the restaurant, saying like, if you sign up with our network, then you'll find other restaurants you like, or something like that?
No. First, get one restaurant, because the restaurant is going to give you the permission to stand outside to talk to his customers.
Of course, yeah.
But what you're doing is giving something else to the same customers that already have. And what you're trying to do is increase the frequency of that person coming back. Okay, so my favorite restaurants is like 2 blocks from my house. I go once a week. But if there's a reason why I would go 2 times a week, because I get something else free. So the restaurants will be more happy, and they will be happy.
So increasing frequency essentially with rewards is how I would start.
Yeah, instead of trying to bring someone else to that restaurant. I know you're using geolocation, but try to focus on instead of having all the problems at the same time. Just have one problem, okay? Trying to get that, if that movies will be watched, or will be someone will be willing to watch that movies, because you already came out of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Once you already dig on that user base, then you say, how can I bring more people to this restaurant, which is the owner is already happy with me, because the people are coming more and more often.
Yeah, I think that's probably good. Building a good relationship with the restaurant is important, so that and then slowly, before you even think about moving to other restaurants or like growing or anything like that, you have to have a good customer relationship.
Great. I don't know if Rob is still here, or if not. Rob, is your microphone working? No? Okay. Just Rob will usually send it. Will write down his feedback later and send it to the group. So thanks, Rob. I don't know if you need to go. Thanks, Jan. Like I said, move forward and keep us on. Keep us updated on how it goes.
Yeah, I will. Okay, thanks so much for the feedback.
Thank you so much. Let's move. I know if Artak or Alec or Mapaseka, do you want to go?
Alec, what name did you say?
Yeah, you want to go for it?
Yeah, sure. That's okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Go.
All right, I'm going to do a screen share. Give me 1 sec. How does that look? Why does that look weird?
Yeah, it's weird.
My apologies. Let me try one more time. Wow. Okay. I guess I'll just start without the PowerPoint. I don't know how to do.
Try to just show the PowerPoint on your browser.
How's that?
It's black. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
All right.
Go for it.
All right. My name is Alex Chanel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Intern Betas. Just to kind of set myself up a little bit, I was told that more of this conversations are more for good for feedback. Obviously I know there's some mentors and some investors in the room, but I'm just more here just for the more feedback. Right now, we're in the middle of a pivot, and I just was very excited just about this opportunity, and I just would love to get some of your feedback. So bear with me. All right, so we just got out of a business plan. We won first place. We're really happy with it. But then as we kind of scaled more and more, we finished our beta launch. And we're just kind of taking that data and we're taking it and moving in a new direction. So I'll explain a little bit more of the idea, and then I just would love to get some of your feedback in the direction, your opinion on the direction we're going. Good so far? So intern betas, find the best internships that innovate. So intern betas curates internships from innovative companies to disrupt the talent pool. Look at the market. Basically, it's pretty simple. You got the founders that have founded these very innovative companies and found these very innovative driven cultures, or you'd say startups that have that fast driven company. And then you got the learners. So you got people that are basically 18 to 24, people that just started off as a freshman in college and that are kind of moving forward into their career and just getting experience through internships. So the way to look at the demographic we look at are skill building for interns. And one of the great dynamics that we look at for skill building is entrepreneurial experience. And in the entrepreneurial experience that you're able to gain throughout that internship, you're able to have an entrepreneurial internship, as we would say. And that kind of that feels into the skill gap reduction. And you do it all through remote project-based internships, a very scalable and a very expansive network to be able to apply that model to. Doing some research, just simple statistics, you are able to easily look at no matter what startup and industry comes out of, finding the right skills and finding that talent is something that's crucial. And it's not even for startups, it's obviously for other companies out there. That's obviously a problem that every company struggles with, good or bad. So that's where we basically kind of leveraged it for startups in specific. Is a team building process. So you're able to get a trial process to be able to introduce new team members to your company, and you're able to grow beyond your founders, grow beyond just looking to your left and looking to your right for your best friend. You're able to find more niche skills that you need in order to develop your company. There's a huge gap on being able to conceptualize an idea to being able to develop it into a full-fledged business model. And then in that outcome, you should get to develop that entrepreneurial skill. So right now, this is good. I care more about this part. So we have a 6-minute pitch. We've done a really good job with marketing. We've been able to get 200 plus sign up. Family, friends, and fools. We've been able to partner up with some really great people. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Milwaukee area. I go to school at Whitewater, so we were able to partner up with the Commons, Generator, the Launch Life, and just within our network, just within our warm network, we've been able to just establish that relationship. And we got a lot of interns, and then out of those signups, we picked 16 select startups, and then from those pool, we just manually have matched those interns with those startups and have been facilitating that relationship with them. And so that's what we just finished. And based on a lot of data, we're kind of taking a pivot, and this is the real key part that I would love to get your feedback on very much. So one of the things that we've realized is that we kind of cornered ourselves into we cornered ourselves and just say we're just posting. We're posting and placing, and that we realized that that's a kind of a clustered industry market as a whole. You got job posting, you got Milwaukee posting, you got so many of them out there. What can you do more of? And we're trying to figure out from our data, what do people want more than just posting an internship? And one of the interesting things is I love Product Hunt. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Product Hunt and Ryan Hoover, but Ryan Hoover, stepped into that market of just, product news. When you had Hacker News, you had TechCrunch, you had a whole bunch of those other companies out there. But what differentiated him is that he created a community of smart audience, and that smart audience was able to increase the value of those products. And I want to kind of introduce that same concept. And this is all just conceptual. I haven't physically done it. This is all conceptual. And kind of introduce an innovative audience by introducing innovative intern, very entrepreneurial intern that all these companies that we have talked to, they're looking for. And they're looking for the best internships. And that's kind of how we want to differentiate our posting board or our company and our model as a whole, where we're able to take that quality level to it. So that's just kind of wrapping it up a little bit. It's just where we see our pivot going, and just obviously feedback is always welcome. This is our team. We got a pretty big team. 2 of us are full-time, and then in December, you got Alex Stino to the right, as you can see. He will be taken on a full-time as soon as December comes around. And right now, we've just gone through a lot of competitions, a lot of application funding. There's a lot of great resources out there in the entrepreneurial community, and this is just kind of a fun little way I thought, just kind of a pivot that we're taking. It's interns, innovation, and synergy. So kind of expanding more of the impact and the disruption that we can make in the internship process, and add an element of innovation. And that is my pitch. And again, thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Alec. I'm going to ask you one question. What was the reason, like the metric that you see that you pivot?
So what ended up happening was kind of the economic viability. So we were looking at a lot of investors. They were looking at us, and we just had conversations. I'm not saying that we had tons of investors, but we engaged with them. We talked to investors, and they were just talking about the scalability, and if there enough money from startup that you can get that will be able to allow this to be actually worth it. So that started it.
Okay. And then can you explain me a little bit of more about how you compare with Product Hunt and the community? Like I couldn't figure out how did you took their concept and apply it to yours. I'm sorry.
That's fine. So one thing that's cool about Product Hunt is that they don't just post all the products that are out there. They are very selective. They only let 1 to 2% of their audience actually post. So they basically took their inner circle, and said, hey, if you guys are going to post products, be smart about it. And we want to take that same element where we kind of put in a process of selective posting. So our audience and our community of interns can then know that our website, and if they're on our website, they have an element of innovation. They have to be an innovative internship in order to be on our website and to be able to post them. And that's where we want to be able to have that level of quality in our community.
Okay, so let's dig deep on that concept a little more. So the reason why Product Hunt, so I can post products. I have a permission to post on the community, and what it creates is scarcity. So the reason why they do that is because first of all it grew too fast. Second of all, there are too many products out there, and it creates like a VIP club. Now, why would someone that actually needs an intern create that scarcity?
Because they're looking for quality. That I don't know if that's the right answer, but from the conversations that we've had, it's to the point where we're able to set that standard where if they're looking for, and obviously, we might be shooting ourselves in the foot to the sense where if somebody's willing to pay us, why would we turn them away? But I like to think that brings in the increases in value.
It's not about what it's not about how you said. It's not about that. It's the fact that why would you limit the people that can, like, having less? So you're like to get something like that, you're like a marketplace between internships and companies, then startups that need that internships, Yep. But Product Hunt is not like a marketplace. It doesn't work like that. They realize which products appear, and that creates scarcity and makes people come back. But there's no two sides, and you have two sides. So you will maybe benefit the small companies that you choose, making everyone apply to that few companies. But you will not benefit all the people that want to get an internship. So they will, after 2 or 3 times of applying to your jobs, they will get frustrated and move on to a different one. Like, I think you should dig a little deeper on the concept that you're using of scarcity and VIP in Product Hunt to your own, because I don't think it directly applies.
Well, we're not going to apply the 1 to 2% of our audience that are only able to apply. We're just putting in it more of a filter system where beyond just having a cluster of a whole bunch of internship, whether you're from a bank, whether you're from a financial firm, it's going to be a selective posting. That's kind of where we're putting the element. We're not only going to do we're not just going to do 1 to 2%. I don't know if that's what you're thinking.
Okay. See, like the only thing is like the only if you ask me one metric to measure your is successful rate. How many of that interns after that get the job? I think that that's the only thing that you should focus, not in creating scarcity, in getting the right match. If you have like a 90% of the every people that gets the internship later get the job, then you will have thousands of people try, like thousands of startups and thousands of people coming to you because you have that matchmaking, I don't know, algorithm or whatever you're using that is incredible good, that you match exactly the skills of someone with a startup.
We call it a synergy score, where we basically are very simple algorithm that just matches them. Obviously, it
Yeah,
can
but
be improved on.
Alec, but it's not that simple.
And I know it's not. I know it's very
I know
yeah.
that's simple. Like I would say like probably 10% or 20% of guys that you put in an internship actually get the job right now. So it's so low because it's cheap to get interns, so you get just random interns and they just come and go of every 3 months, and then
Yeah.
once in a while one is really good one, and then you keep it. So I think you should focus on that. But
Okay.
yeah, just I think you need to dig deeper. Even talk to some of the people in Product Hunt and to Eric Willis, which is in our community, and ask him if the concept of that community actually applies. Don't fall in love with someone else's success to apply it to yourself. That's the only.
True.
Um,
You are 100% right.
Also, yeah. Terrence, do you want to jump in?
Sure. So I would go, I liked your pitch. I like that you pivoted. I would go much earlier into how you're different from all the other intern matching programs, because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And you kind of thought this through. So I think it's really important to get investors or just whoever you're pitching to realize early on that you've thought about what your differentiators are and you've tested it, or if you haven't tested it, how you're going to test it with interns and employers, so that you're offering something different, better, and so forth. Otherwise, you're a pure execution play where your only differentiator is, well, we have a nicer UI, we have more internships, we move faster, we have better customer service, and all those are important, but that's a really tough way to compete in an extremely crowded space. So that would be my main feedback to you.
Okay, I like that.
Great. But good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback. Anybody else?
So thank you, and I think that the rest of the feedback will be on the community, on the Slack community. And I think we need to move forward so we can get on time. I'm sorry, Alec. I will write you down and send you some stuff later.
Oh, I appreciate that a lot. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Artak, are you ready?
Hi. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Are you going to share some slides?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Go for it.
Sorry, just. So in Google Hangout, I can share all the tabs, right?
You see the green on the left. You have the second on the left. It says share screen.
Yeah, but what I'm asking, so in Google Hangout, I can share just the tabs.
What do you mean the tabs?
The browser tabs.
Oh no! I think if you have a PowerPoint, you could share the PowerPoint too.
I have PowerPoint, but seems I can't share it.
If not, just put it on the browser, yeah, and just share it.
Okay, sorry for just a moment.
And
I don't know what's the I don't know what's the problem, but I can.
Just you can share your screen.
Yeah.
Does it not just let you share your whole desktop?
So how to share the desktop?
Click the green icon on the top left-hand side of the screen. It says screen share.
Okay.
Then it pops up with a window and it asks you which app you would like to share, or you can share your entire screen.
Okay. Thank you. I found it.
Cool.
Sorry for inconvenience. Okay. So
Go for it.
So I'm a former game developer and mathematician, and in 2013 I founded 4Kais with my friends. 4Kais is all about mobile experience personalization. So we help app owners to understand their users better and retain them better. So why we are doing that? Because according to stats, only 40% of acquired users are opening mobile apps more than 10 times. So 60% loss is a huge loss for app owners when they are spending money on marketing, acquiring users, and just losing them during these 10 times of usage. So the reason behind this is that app owners are not trained to understand their users. They are delivering the same experience for all users. Maybe you are a more social person and you like sharing, or you like to get notifications, etc. But they are not considering your behavior and another person's behavior. They are just pushing, delivering the same experience. The game levels are with the same difficulty for all the users without considering if you are a hardcore player or not. Whatever. So a lot of companies realize that as to be successful, they need to understand their users and deliver mobile experiences based on their users' past behavior. And companies like Facebook, eBay, Amazon, they all are doing that. But doing that requires a lot of extra resources like developers, data analysts, and also it costs time and money. So 4Kais is a solution for that. It consists of mobile SDKs and the web dashboard. So we are providing mobile SDKs which could be integrated in mobile apps or websites, and once integrated, you can track any user behavior, like who they are they male, are they female, are they spending, do they spend, do they not spend, everything. And after that, you can go to 4Kais dashboard and create user buckets based on user past behavior, like users from US who spent more than $50 in last month, or users who browsed some T-shirts of the certain brand, and things like that. And once you have user buckets, you can deliver various mobile experiences to various user buckets in real time. This is what we are doing. So the market, like mobile, we are targeting like mobile games and e-commerce apps, because in the recent months we learned that games and e-commerce apps are the categories that care about personalization a lot. And I have experience in game development before and have some connections. That's why we are targeting games and e-commerce apps. But in general, market is growing super fast, and we see personalization is becoming a trend. So we see a huge opportunity there. And not only we see a huge opportunity there, but a lot of companies like Limplam, Upboy, Swear, or Use Artisan, yeah, really the space is really noisy. But what we learned that only around 1 or 2%, there is only 1 or 2% market penetration. And also we learned that a lot of big players are spending money and educating market. So in the long term, we can capitalize on that. So what differs us from them? We are making really cool UI, so like mix panel, and we have a huge free package. We are providing really huge package for our customers, and also our pay-as-you-go model is quite flexible and can fit any company, no matter if they are startups or big companies. Recent months, we talked to a lot of potential customers. We are located in Armenia, and we talked with Pixart, with Jumac, with Shadowmatic, and learned their use cases. By the way, Pixart is using Appoy, and we are learning what exact features they are using, how much they are spending, etc. So we think that after 2 months, when we will launch our product, we can have these customers. Team behind Forecast, we are 4 friends from the college, and I'm a mathematician and game developer, and I like databases. Shushanik is the UX designer, Rafael is the backend developer, and Anna is responsible for Forecast API. One of our latest achievements is our first hirings when we hire another college friend, which is a PhD from Stockholm Technology University, is mathematician. So we have a really good we are going to establish really strong big data team. We have 50K funding as a grant. We have passed, I'm technology guy mostly, but we have tried several accelerators like Startup Wise Guys and Startup Bootcamp during the last year. We passed Startup Wise Guys, but then it was our first experience. Then we thought, okay, let's just wait, and maybe we can try for some US accelerators. We also tried for Alchemist, but then we failed. So now we are looking for 500K as to scale Forecast to do our next 2 hirings and involve our first 100 customers. Thank you.
No. Oh, thanks, Artak. I want to ask. So before you launch, have you been in a beta to test with users, like in a prototype?
Yeah, we have prototype now, and we are working very close to these companies I have mentioned. Yeah. Like they are located in 30 minutes from our office, so we can go there and just show them, do they like or do they not like, do they want this feature or do they not want this feature. We are learning a lot of use cases, especially from Pixar, because they are using Appoy. Appoy is one of the big players in this space, and Pixar is one of the biggest customers of Appoy. So we think that it's maybe a fair advantage, but being located in Armenia will give us this opportunity to work closer with them and engage them.
Yeah. So I think it's great that you're talking to them. I would like to know, why do you think they will switch from whatever they're using now to your platform?
Because when Pixar developers have a conversation with Appoy developers, and they learn the technology, they are using very inefficient technology, they are using MongoDBs for just Pixar use case. They are using around 60 computers, and storing all this data in memory. What we are doing, we are just, as I said, we are paying attention. We are paying attention to to better solutions. Because we have we are not well funded now, we cannot just allow us to rent a lot of servers. We have software limitation around $1,000 servers. So we are optimizing and using the new technologies as to be more efficient. So this will give us, on bigger use cases or bigger packages, we will be around 2 times cheaper, and on smaller use cases we will be around 8 times cheaper. And also our pay-as-you-go model will make it really flexible for a lot of companies because they are, for example, user artisan packages are something like that. You are paying or $200 or $2,000, okay? But we think that a lot of companies who want to try personalization have not such amount of budget, so that's why we thought about to make our packages such flexible.
That's good. Terence, want to jump in? And if you're silent.
Okay. Yeah. So you're clearly very smart, right? And you've built something. I like, for example, and you're realistic. I like, for example, what you said about the market. There are a lot of competitors, but nobody has significant market share. They're all in like the single-digit percentages. Yeah. So that's good. What I'm not sure about, when you pitch, you want to show investors that you can sell. And what I'm not 100% convinced by is that you can sell customers in a way that, like, who would the decision makers typically be at these, at the customers that you're targeting?
Currently, what we are doing.
Go for it.
Currently, what we are doing, we are just following all the blogs of our competitors like Mixpanel or User Artisan, and you can find a lot of people just complaining from this feature or that feature, and we are just getting their names, Googling it, finding their LinkedIn, and contacting them. We are learning a lot of things from Neil Patel, like we are following their YouTube videos, and we are learning a lot of growth hacking techniques, which really work. And doing that, we just have a pipeline for around 40 companies.
Okay, so when these people are complaining, are they the decision makers, or they're more the people just using the product and someone else purchased the product?
These kind of products are for marketers. So when marketers are complaining, they have easy access to their product owners and say, "Hey, listen, we are using this product, but this is shit, or this feature is a shit, or this product has better functionality, etc." So the marketers, we think, that have more access. They are not developers who are just going to CEO and saying, "Hey, we want this to use this or that." We think that it will be much easier. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
This is what we are trying to do. Sometimes it works.
I'm going to ask: Have you tried to charge any of these customers, these beta users?
No, we haven't charged them because look, we are just learning how to find these customers and how to bring them to understand this supply chain of customers. We want to understand this. This is the reason we are just writing them, understanding their needs. But what really we are now focused on just getting PixArt to our platform.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should charge them. I'm just asking if you had tried to charge them. You know.
No, we have not.
Because it's Pixar. You know, maybe they will be kind of like partners.
We think we are more focused to find companies who are using personalization and they are paying, and we don't need to go and describe and explain them why personalization is a good thing. They are paying users. We want to show them a great product and say, hey, this is this cheaper. We have this extra functionality. PixArt is using it. Shadowmatic is using it. So things like that. So we are more focused on how to find customers and things like that.
That's a great strategy, by the way. I think it's really good, yeah. And I think you should focus in Armenia first. Like, I don't know, how is the game developing industry there in Armenia?
Armenia, I'm not sure if you have heard about it. It's a post-Soviet country. By the way, with just 1% of population of Soviet country, we have Armenia has provided around 30% of Soviet military electronics. So we have a lot of traditional, like good universities and a lot of smart people here. But after the post-Soviet times, a lot of people left country, and the startup ecosystem is not much developed. But we have a lot of smart guys here, and it's much cheaper to have to access them as to do that in US or in other countries. Okay, but and also, guys. Okay, I will not interrupt. Just give me feedback.
Yeah.
I want to listen.
Oh. Yeah. So yeah, my feedback was focus on the community, on your community. Don't try, because most of the people that I met like last night, everyone wants to try to come to United States or to get their market in United States. I would say focus in Armenia. Focus, be strong there, and learn a lot about the users there, and don't try to win or try to acquire the customers here. Just focus on the ones that you can talk to and meet, and
Yeah, but sometimes we learned another interesting thing, that such kind of companies, customers should feel confident because they are storing their data in your company. So, and sometimes for doing that, maybe you should pass some accelerator like Techstar or YC or AgilePath, and they can share through their network, and that at that time people will feel more confident. Okay, so this is why we want to be in US and pass some accelerator there. So if you know some people from there and direct us, just please do that if you think we are the right team. We want to apply to Techstars New York until the 28th of June.
Well, that's great. I encourage you to apply to all of them.
Okay.
All the programs. Yeah. There's no cost in applying, so apply to AngelPad, YC, Techstars, 500, all of them. Just the interview and the whole process is learning.
Yeah, sure.
I think we are running out of time, so I'm going to have to give you feedback later. Mapaseka, are you there?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk later. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Sorry you were last.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think it's a good thing though. So just a little heads up.
Share a
I have
screen?
a bit of internet. Sorry?
You want to share a screen, or are you going to just go for it?
I'm just gonna go for it.
Go for it.
Okay, so but just a little heads up. I might be having a bit of internet issues with my computer. It seems to be internet seems to be really bad from where I am. So just please bear with me. And then so I went to a school that didn't have a proper career guidance. In a sense that because I did maths and accounting, I could only be an accountant. Nobody actually exposed us to anything, and this was the case when I came to Cape Town for some of the kids that I had to work with. So Next Gen was born out of that, to say, how do we deal with career issues that South Africa faces? We have about 50% dropout rate in university of first-year students, and some of their reasons is that they don't understand the cause, or they were not fully prepared for what they chose, or they didn't even know what that entailed. So with Next Gen, we're trying to actually prepare scholars for the tech side. So if somebody says, I want to be a programmer, we give them a chance to experience everything that a programmer would do, or what a business analyst would do during our programs. So how we do it is we have either a summer camp or a winter camp where we cover a specific issue, or we try to address a specific issue that is being faced within the community. And so for our winter program, we want to deal with the fact that schools don't have websites, especially the schools in the rural areas, or schools in the previously disadvantaged areas in South Africa. So how we plan on doing it is just develop a template that any school can download. We give you the link and everything else. You download that template, you edit it to the way that suits your school, adding information. It comes with a manual so you don't have to struggle, and then you put it up online. That way the community can know what's going on within the school, and they could also understand what the school needs. But for the kids that we work with, they get to understand what does a programmer actually do, or what does a web developer do, because they'll be the one developing the whole entire thing during a period of 2 weeks. And after that, they get a certificate to tell them that they have participated in this program. So also when the template is done, you can take it to the Department of Education and say, this is what the kids were able to do. If you guys continue funding projects like NextGen, we can start dealing with other issues that we face in the education space, also around the community as a whole. So NextGen exists so that we solve specific issues, but at the same time we showcase what the youth or what high school scholars can do given the opportunity, and at the same time we prepare them for the future to say, well, if you're not gonna make it to varsity, at least you have a skill, a tangible skill that you can use and that you can apply into the world by the time you leave the program. So how we work is we partner up with 2 schools per year. So this year we've partnered up with Elsa's River High School, and we also partnered up with Cape Academy, which is a school in Takai. And we chose 12 students from each school who love tech or who want to pursue tech careers, and they're going to be the ones developing the websites. And the way that they are chosen is they have to have over 65% average. That way it allows them to actually apply for varsity and also apply for bursaries. So for them to be part of the program, they have to pass well, and they have to come from a school that caters for math and science. So with NextGen is not the only program in SA that does what we do, or in Cape Town. We have 2 projects that do the same thing, but the reason why we're different is we don't focus on girls. So the 2 other programs just focus on girls and girls alone. They don't work with anyone. And then they work with predominantly certain areas in Cape Town, where we said we work with 2 different areas. And then we also don't focus on just girls. We don't just focus on the color of the skin of a person. We just focus on the fact that does the kid love this, and do they actually want to do it, and also do they have the knowledge or the ability to do something. And NextGen has 3 people involved in it, which is myself and Monde Anna, who runs the George part of NextGen, and then there's Sibusi Sonyati, who is an economist and helps out and volunteers whenever we have an event. So for us to make our winter program happen, we need to spend about 25,000, and that will be the money going towards paying for transport for the kids to get from and to the venue, and then to also pay for food. The summer camp happens, the winter camp happens in Elsa's River in a place called the Icon Center, which is a center for people to come and learn. We get free internet, we get free computers to use during our program. All we have to do is just make sure the kids are fed and that they have a manual, or they understand what they have to do. We have tutors on board who will help out, but the only thing we need now is to raise money to make sure that the winter camp takes place. And if the winter camp takes place, we can also start approaching bursaries to say we have about how many students who understand what the tech side is about. Instead of them having to go to varsities and look for students who are going to study a specific course, they can start taking our kids because they understand the tech space, they understand what they're letting themselves into, and they can actually um, be that they're invested and they actually know what to expect in the future, so they're not gonna leave a bursary or change their course when they get into varsity 2 years down the line. I think. Hello.
I couldn't hear the last part.
I'm saying that is it from my side.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I think so. More than an investment, this is more for like a foundation or charity, because like I think it's great what you're doing. I love it. I volunteer myself in a school trying to help kids. But I think for raising money, there's no like, I think it's more like for a foundation or maybe a different kind of program, like I don't know, like NGO or something, more than for an investment, because there's no clear return or business models around it. I still think it's great. I think you should for sure partner with maybe companies in your home, in the town where you're like. I don't know if it's Cape Town or it's like a small town, but where that will be needing that kind of skills. So asking them to finance this program and maybe get them the free kind of labor for later for like internships. I know, Terence, what are your thoughts? You know more about EdTech than me.
No, I basically agree. And you have a big plan. I would say next time you pitch, at least like try to do it so that we can see your face instead of just looking at a picture of you and audio. So I know that Hangouts has a lot of problems, and if you can practice using slides, that might be good. And I would keep your pitch much shorter to the allotted 5 or 10 minutes to get as much feedback as possible. But it was a good pitch. I like the idea. Like JD said, it's going to be tough to find investors. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try. But what you want to do is kind of hook them in the first 30 seconds. What is different? Because most investors, to be honest, think that a lot of these education projects, they're just not investable. There's been a disaster, and the number of education-related startups that have gone nowhere and returned zero money to investors. If you look at the K through 12 sector, it's horrible. So you have to distinguish yourself if you're going to raise money, whether you're a charity or not. How are you going to put the money to good use and do it in a way that scales, as opposed to something that's super labor-intensive? Because it's super labor-intensive, then someone else is going to come, copy what you're doing, and maybe use software or use better techniques or whatever to do what you're doing, which is great, but be able to offer almost the same quality for much lower costs, and that's what donors are going to choose. That's what investors would choose. So I think about like what your advantages are in terms of quality, but also how you might be able to provide cost efficiencies over other programs. What you're doing is important work. You got to start thinking like a donor and or an investor to really make a difference and do something really big.
Yeah. One last thing. I used to work for nonprofits on the side, and in a nonprofit called Un Techo, which we build houses for people, for homeless people, and we used to need a lot of transportation for all the materials and feed all the volunteers. We usually never pay for it. Like you just go to a truck company or a bus company, and you ask them for 1 day. It's 1 day at a time. And after that company sees the happy kids that they are learning, that are good, they're like, okay, I'm going to commit 1 day a week first, and then you slowly start taking more. The same with food. We never pay for food. We just go to like a restaurant, you know, or a supermarket, or like, yeah, like a big chain, and we say, hey, what food can you give us for free that we need to feed these kids, or is for a good reason? And then you look for side things you can offer, like, oh, we will give you, we create our brand logo of this program, and then we will tell everyone that we talk to that you sponsor our program, so you're giving like kind of like marketing back, you know, and you just spread the word who's your sponsor and who have give you food or who give you transportation. So I think there's a lot to do without money first, and I have done it, and but I agree with Terence that there's nothing bad in asking for money. I did fundraising for nonprofits most of my life, and you know, you should ask for everyone and anyone for money, but I think you should focus first on that. First, it's way easier to get a service than to get money. I have done it many times, and it's way easier to ask for a bus on a weekend or extra food of a restaurant or a supermarket than ask them for money for anyone to buy stuff. So that's my feedback. Thanks so much for pitching, and maybe we'll see next time with slides, as Stern said.
I'm sorry about the slides. It's just my computer tends to freeze whenever I do stuff.
Don't
So
worry.
I apologize for that. And thank you very much for the advice.
Yeah, Nathan, maybe you should get in contact. Yeah.
Yeah, we do know each other.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Thanks, Terence, Nathan, for putting it all together, and everyone that pitched. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Thanks.